Hey guys, welcome to another video. It's been a while. It's been a really long time. Last video was October, I believe. Yeah, I was getting kind of overwhelmed with the videos, the weekly videos thing for our Halloween. Between that and, like, school and just general stuff, it was a rough time for me. So I stopped doing the weekly uploads for the Halloween thing, and then I just stopped doing any uploads at all. I just stopped making videos, and I just never got back on it. But I have had the sudden temptation to start again. And, yeah, so, by the way, do you like my new sweater? It's not actually new. It says, "And the universe said I love you," and then it has "because you are love" on this sleeve, and it's from the Minecraft end poem. And it's cool, and I like it. Yeah. So, if I continue making videos, which, I mean, I don't know, this might be my... I'm not sure if I will post this video. I probably will. We'll see. If you're watching, that means I posted it. But you know that. So if I post this video, that probably means I'll start doing more videos again. Probably. I doubt I'll be very consistent with it, at least at the start. But there'll be videos again. Yay! If that's the case, this background, it's gonna be gone soon. Not immediately, but I'm getting a new bedroom. I'm getting a bedroom in the basement, which sounds bad, but the basement's not, it's cozy. It's a good basement. You'll like it, hopefully. Dang. You will like the new setup in the basement. You hopefully will. It'll be different, though. It'll be very different. Different curtains, different decor. I don't know if I'll have the same art there. I probably won't be sitting on my bed either, because I'm gonna have a desk, so I'll probably be at a desk. So that might change things, you know? We'll see. But, the setup is gonna be very different. There won't be as much My Hero stuff because I'm not into My Hero anymore. If you follow my AO3 page, you know that. If you are on my AO3, you know that I have not been posting My Hero stuff. I've been posting Dream SMP stuff, and I've been posting Origins SMP stuff. But so there's probably gonna be decor more towards that. I mean, I already have Lamamberg flag and Snowchester flag. Those aren't gonna be there when I go down into the new room because those are stickers that are stuck on the wall, and when I take them off, they're gonna be ruined. I didn't think through the consequences of my actions, which, yeah, but that's fine, I can make new ones. I can just make new ones because I made those. I can make more. But yeah, that's what's gonna be happening. New art setup. Art setup? I said art setup because I was thinking about artfight. I was thinking about artfight, and so I said art setup. By the way, an artfight, I'm gonna be in Team Werewolf, surprising no one. I might link my artfight in the description of this video, actually, just because, why not? Why not? So, this video, now that we've gotten 5 minutes into it and I haven't gotten to what I started recording for yet because I'm a silly goose. You guys will probably remember this series. Percy Jackson. We're reading Percy Jackson again. I completely forgot which chapter we're on, and I didn't look. But in the title, it will say that. So you know what you know what chapter we're on. We're reading Percy Jackson. Yeah. We're on chapter 14. I become known as a fugitive. No, it's not I become known as a fugitive. It's I become a known fugitive. I messed up the word phrasing there. But that wasn't what I expected when I opened it up. You know, of all the things I didn't expect, I became a known fugitive. Okay. Slay, I guess. Good job, Percy, for committing crimes. Percy commits crimes. He deserves it. Yeah. Yeah, we have a book. I will read now. I'd love to tell you I had some deep revelation on my way down, that I came to terms with my own mortality, laughed in the face of death, etc. The truth, my only thought was, Ag! The river raced towards me at the speed of a truck. Wind ripped the breath from my lungs. Steeples and skyscrapers and bridges tumbled in and out of my vision. And then, flaboom! A white out of bubbles. I sank through the murk, sure that I was about to end up embedded in 100 feet of mud and lost forever. But my impact with the water hadn't hurt. I was falling slowly now, bubbles trickling up through my fingers. I sailed on the river bottom soundlessly. A catfish, the size of my stepfather, lurched away into the gloom. Clouds of silt and disgusting garbage, beer bottles, old shoes, plastic bags, swirled up all around me. At that point, I realized a few things. First, I had not been flattened into a pancake. I had not been barbecued. I couldn't even feel the chimera poison boiling in my veins anymore. I was alive, which was good. Second realization, I wasn't wet. I mean, I could feel the coolness of the water. I could see where the fire on my clothes had been quenched. But when I touched my own shirt, it felt perfectly dry. I looked at the garbage floating by and snatched an old cigarette lighter. No way, I thought. I flicked the lighter. It sparked. A tiny flame appeared, right there in the bottom of the Mississippi. I grabbed a soggy hamburger wrapper out of the current, and immediately the paper turned dry. I lit it with no problem. As soon as I let go, the flame spurted out. The wrapper turned back into a slimy rag. Weird. But the strangest thought occurred to me only last. I was breathing. I was underwater, and I was breathing normally. I stood up, thigh deep in mud. My legs felt shaky, my hands trembled. I should have been dead. The fact that I wasn't seemed like, well, a miracle. I imagined a woman's voice, a voice that sounded a bit like my mother. Percy, what do you say? Thanks. Underwater, I sounded like I did on recordings, like a much older kid. Thank you, Father. No response, just the dark drift of the garbage down the river, the enormous catfish gliding by, the flash of sunset on the water's surface far above, turning everything the color of butterscotch, my favorite candy. Why had Poseidon saved me? The more I thought about it, the more ashamed I felt. So I'd gotten lucky a few times before. Against a thing like the Chimera, I had never stood a chance. Those poor people in the Ark were probably toast. I couldn't protect them. I was no hero. Maybe I should just stay down here with the catfish, join the bottom feeders. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a fly harassing me. Anyway. Thump, thump, thump. A riverboat's paddle wheel churned above me, swirling the silt above. There, not 5 feet in front of me, was my sword, its gleaming bronze hilt sticking up in the mud. I heard that woman's voice again. "Percy, take the sword. Your father believes in you." This time I knew the voice wasn't in my head. I wasn't imagining it. Her words seemed to come from everywhere, rippling through the water like dolphin sonar. "Where are you?" I called aloud. Then, through the gloom, I saw her. A woman the color of the water, a ghost in the current, floating just above the sword. She had long, billowing hair, and her eyes, barely visible, were green like mine. A lump formed in my throat. I said, "Mom?" "No, child, only a messenger, though your mother's fate is not as hopeless as you believe. Go to the beach in Santa Monica." "What?" "It is your father's will. Before you descend into the underworld, you must go to Santa Monica. Please, Percy, I cannot stay long. The river here is too foul for my presence." "But I was sure this woman was my mother, or a vision of her anyway. How did you—" There was so much I wanted to ask, the words jammed up in my throat. "I cannot stay, brave one," the woman said. She reached out, and I felt the current brush my face like a caress. "You must go to Santa Monica. And Percy, do not trust the gifts." Her voice faded. "Gifts?" I asked. "What gifts? Wait!" She made one more attempt to speak, but the sound was gone. Her image melted away. If it was my mother, I had lost her again. I felt like drowning myself. The only problem, I was immune to drowning. "Your father believes in you," she had said. She'd also called me brave, unless she was talking to the catfish. I waded towards Riptide and grabbed it by the hilt. The chimera might still be up there with its snaky fat mother waiting to finish me off. At the very least, the mortal police would be arriving, trying to figure out who had blown a hole in the ark. If they found me, they'd have some questions. I capped my sword, stuck the ballpoint pen in my pocket. "Thank you, father," I said again to the dark water. Then I kicked up through the muck and swam for the surface. I came ashore near a floating McDonald's. What? A block away, every emergency vehicle in St. Louis was surrounding the ark. Police helicopters circled overhead. The crowd of onlookers reminded me of Times Square on New Year's Eve. A little girl said, "Mama, that boy walked out of the river." "That's nice, dear," her mother said, craning her neck to watch the ambulances. "But he's dry." "That's nice, dear." The news lady was talking for the camera. Probably not a terrorist attack, we're told, but still very early in the investigation. The damage, as you can see, is very serious. We're trying to get to some of the survivors to question them about eyewitness reports of someone falling from the ark. Survivors. I felt a surge of relief. Maybe the park ranger and that family made it out safely. I hoped Annabeth and Grover were okay. I tried to push through the crowd to see what was going on inside the police line. "An adolescent boy," another reporter was saying. "Channel 5 has learned that surveillance cameras show an adolescent boy going wild on the observation desk, somehow setting off this freak explosion. Hard to believe, John, but that's what we're hearing." Again, no confirmed fatalities. I backed away, trying to keep my head down. I had to go a long way around the police perimeter. Uniformed officers and news reporters were everywhere. I had almost lost hope of ever finding Annabeth and Grover when a familiar voice bleated, "Percy!" I turned and got tackled by Grover's bear hug, or goat hug. He said, "We thought you'd gone to Hades the hard way." Annabeth stood behind him, trying to look angry, but even she seemed relieved to see me. "We can't leave you alone for 5 minutes. What happened?" I sort of fell. "Percy! 630 feet!" Behind us, a cop shouted, "Gangway!" the crowd parted, and a couple of paramedics hustled out, rolling a woman on a stretcher. I recognized her immediately as the mother of the little boy who'd been on the observation deck. She was saying, and then this huge dog, this huge fire-breathing chihuahua. Okay, ma'am, the paramedic said. Just calm down. Your family is fine. The medication is starting to kick in. I'm not crazy. This boy jumped out of the hole and the monster disappeared. Then she saw me. There he is. That's the boy. I turned quickly and pulled Annabeth and Grover after me. We disappeared into the crowd. What's going on? Annabeth demanded. Was she talking about the chihuahua on the elevator? I told them the whole story of Chimera Enchida, my high dive act, and the underwater lady's message. Whoa, said Grover. We've got to get you to Santa Monica. You can't ignore summons from your dad. Before Annabeth could respond, we passed another reporter doing a news break, and I almost froze in my tracks when he said, Percy Jackson. That's right, Dan. Channel 12 has learned that the boy who may have caused this explosion fits the description of a young man wanted by authorities for a serious New Jersey bus accident 3 days ago, and the boy is believed to be traveling west. For our viewers at home, here is a photo of Percy Jackson. We ducked around the news van and slipped into an alley. First things first, I told Grover. We've got to get out of this town. Somehow, we made it back to the Amtrak station without getting spotted. We got on board the train just before it pulled out for Denver. The train trundled west as darkness fell, police lights still pulsing against the St. Louis skyline behind us. And that is the end of chapter 14. Yeah. Yep, that is all for today. Because if I do another chapter, this is gonna be like 30 minutes long. Which, I mean, I've had 30-minute long videos before, I think, but I don't feel like reading another chapter right now. Hopefully I will post another video of reading Percy Jackson soon. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna try to hopefully start doing more videos, and when I do, maybe the next one or two might have the same background, but probably not. By that time, I'm probably gonna be in my new room, but we'll see. And yeah. Hope you guys liked the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!